This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Savaged Unfiltered. Your host, Michael Gardner.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome to Savaged Unfiltered. Guys, we got a lot to talk about on today's show. First and foremost, before we kick it off with the main topic of the show, I want to get into this rail strike. My good friend Soslin Timas in here, the co-host here on the show. Soslin, I want to talk about this rail strike. There's a lot to talk about it. The issues behind the threatened rail strike. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. So I actually brought this I brought awareness to you. I brought information onto this, to your show and to you over messaging. And I said, okay, this is what, stay tuned for this because it's becoming very, it's going to affect it's going to be affecting the $2 billion in our economy big time. And sure enough, it is affecting the economy big time because what happened was, you had over 30% of the rail system in America is shut down because they're on strike. So that is what that's affecting is that it's affecting the market by $2 billion each day that the 30% are on strike. And even the metro, like the CTA, the metro, even that shut down because people are the reason why they shut down the metro from getting around and about delivering passengers is because they don't want people uprising on the trains because of this rail strike. And so that's why they're not transporting any, or Amtrak isn't doing any visitations or any trips right now because of this railroad strike, which is affecting businesses and it's affecting people from getting around and about in America, which is ironic because the fact that this happened following the Inflation Reduction Act so-called party is funny because you're talking about irony at its best. This is ironic because it happened right when the market crashed, and the railroad strike went about, and 30% of it was shut down. Wow, the Inflation Reduction Act is surely helping Americans, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's a big slap in the face to the whole country. But there's a question here that I seen that I want to, a question all over the place. And the reason why I say that, folks, is people are asking, what were the railroad unions asking for? And I'm going to go right into that. Well, the railroad unions are asking freight and railway companies to pay an increase, as well as better working conditions, including paid time off and more flexible scheduling. Now, there was negotiation, Sauce, that took place between the railroad unions and their major employers for almost 3 years. 3 years, okay? It started right as, Donald Trump was leaving office, and then it kind of went into a heated debate over an attendance policy slowly into the Biden administration transition. Now that unions are threatened to strike over members' inability to take time off for medical visits and family emergencies without fear of punishment. Those are some severe negotiations, Sauce, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. So those are and do you know that the unions pretty much took away from the corporate $135 million, and that the corporate's wondering where the money is?
Yeah. I know where it went. It went into the pockets because I can tell you that very, very briefly, folks. I happened to work for two major unions back in the day in my early 20s. One was for a Teamster union, local 784 out of New York City. And then there was another one, Teamster Union Local 645 out of Rahway, New Jersey. And I can tell you right now, Sauce, they are some of the most corrupted type of unions in this country. They'll do anything to try to retain or keep the mighty buck, so to speak, in their pocket. So, it's crazy. I want to get into this tentative agreement with you, Sauce. Did you read up a little bit about that?
Yeah, so you're pretty much adding like Neil support to the damage that's already been done. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think it's gonna last very long. I think it's just gonna be you're you're just prolonging the cut. So it's like you're putting a dirt on the wound, and it's not gonna get any better. You're just gaslighting, and that's all you're doing.
Yeah, I hear you, Sauce. But this is not the first strike. That we all remember the Great Railroad Strike of 1877, and that literally, I mean, that lasted for a while. And that took a major effect on the country. It took a major effect on the national economy back then in the late 1800s. And it's just going to damage this economy. I don't want to get too much on the railroad strike, guys, but it's an important issue to bring up on today's show. Sas, I want to get into this major issue with migrants into this country. We had to hear for months and months and months about the Democrats saying that they don't have border issues, that the Border Patrol agents are doing their job into the process system. You want to get into a little bit of that?
Yeah, and that they're stating that the Democrat. Yeah, it's funny because they're like, well, now they state that they have. Oh, and it's also inhumane. What DeSantis and Abbott are doing. It's not Christian-like, so they're pulling out the Christian card now.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you want to talk about irony at its best? You deserve this because you said that you're a sanctuary state / sanctuary city.
Savaged, unfiltered.
Now that welcomes everybody from all different walks of life. That welcomes the ABC people or the alphabet people. Now now you get what you wished for. Maybe you shouldn't be a sanctuary state. You should say, well, we're a sanctuary state plus minus if you're an illegal immigrant, then you're not allowed to come here because we don't want you bringing conservative votes with.
Yeah, I agree with that. The great governor here of Florida, DeSantis, is facing extreme amount of heat of what he just did in the last couple days. And I'm going to go into a story in a little bit here, folks, of what I personally experienced just yesterday here in Orlando, Florida. But I want to get into this story here with DeSantis. Now, DeSantis is joining Sauce and folks a movement in this country. Literally, they're taking the law in their own hands as a state governor. And they're saying, you know what, if the president doesn't want to do anything about it, well, I'm going to protect my state and I'm going to protect the citizens of this state. DeSantis, the governor of Alabama, you mentioned just briefly before, Greg Abbott, they're all jumping aboard, Sauce, the so-called MAGA Republican movement, right, and saving their state. Well, get this, Sauce. DeSantis, for those who are not aware, I'm sure some of you are aware, that DeSantis just sent 48 migrants just the other day to Martha's Vineyard, which is, folks, Martha's Vineyard is the nation's wealthiest vacation resorts in the entire country. And they're going bonkers right now, Sauce.
Well, didn't they say they were sanctuary though?
Yeah, didn't they say that?
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's wrong with saying, "Oh, if you guys are sanctuary, what's wrong with welcoming open people?" And aren't you being racist to not say, "Oh, welcoming with open arms"? Are you not being racist when you say that? Like, well, we don't want you here.
Well, I don't think it's a racist, term or a statement, but hey, listen. Yeah, I get what you mean, Sauce, but where I'm going at is, you come into this country, man, you got to come into it with, as a merit-based system, right? You have to show documentation, proper documentation for that matter, and you have to literally obey this country's law and order. And if you don't, well, guess what, Sash? You get sent back to your country, plain and simple. Every country in the world has the same system,
Yeah, absolutely. And the only country that doesn't is the only country that, clearly has a big problem of not doing that is America.
Yeah, it's
not
sad.
America.
It's sad.
It's America, because it seems like, but at the same time, we know that they're trying to. We know what their big goal is that their goal is try to flood the conservative states such as Florida And now with Mayor Lightfoot sending illegal immigrants over to like Republican conservative neighborhoods and stuff around Chicago and stuff, we know what their goal is that their goal is to try to change the counties and the states that are hardcore red to being Democrats. It's all for voter pawn schemes. It's all for voter stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to get votes.
And you brought up something very, very unique, Sauce, a sanctuary state, right? That's becoming a target. And I want to get into that with you. What do you think? Why do you think they're calling that a target?
Why they're calling bringing in people into sanctuary states?
Yeah.
Well, you know why it's becoming a target? The reason why is because the people that are fleeing from third world countries, they're realizing what's really like, and how they don't want their conservative states. They don't want illegal immigrants coming up to conservative. Like they don't want the illegal immigrants that know what it's like to have third world issues coming up to those states that are sanctuary states and voting red. That's their biggest target. That's their biggest thing, because right now the Democrats think that, okay, you know what, if we can flood in as many problems as we can the states are then forced to go into bankruptcy, like for instance Abbott and DeSantis, then they have to take care of them. And as long as they keep on taking care of them, they can expand the welfare system and allows people to like other like hardworking Americans and not work. So it's like it's a corruption policy that keeps going on. And if I were an illegal immigrant, I would go up to DC, I would go to California, and I would just vote red, because I know what's like to live under communists. I know what's like to live under dictatorship, and I know what's like not to have any freedom.
Well, here's what a DeSantis spokeswoman just late this past Wednesday said. She confirmed that the move relied on a $12 million program financed by Florida taxpayers to remove undocumented immigrants. And then also she went into saying that states like Massachusetts, New York, and California will better felicitate, there you go, Mike, the care of these individuals who have invented into our country by incentivizing illegal immigration through these sanctuary states. It goes into so much detail because the reason why they're saying this, Sauce, is because they're calling DeSantis and then all these like 3 or 4 different type unhumane. They say
so, like they're stating that they're inhumane, pretty much, right? Well, aren't they inhumane for not accepting it? Like, isn't Massachusetts inhumane for not accepting the refugees?
I guess so. I mean, they keep on talking about it, right? They keep on campaigning on it. Like I just mentioned, immigrants and asylum seekers are people too. So if they're people too, and you want to care about these illegal immigrants flooding into our country that are just destroying our economy, draining our damn economy, well, then if you have an answer, hey, DeSantis is sending these migrants to your states. If you think that you can do something for them, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Guess what? Sauce? Hold on. Did you see just earlier today and into yesterday, some of these migrants are going into areas such as Martha's Vineyard, a few that were just dropped off in front of Kamala Harris's residence earlier today.
That is funny. That is hilarious. And I sent you the funny meme on TikTok.
Look at my bus! Oh my God, I love it! Oh wow! Look at the bus!
Where she comes like, my bus, and then she comes out of her out of her house and stuff, and then to realize that was like illegal immigrants and stuff. That is ironic because she's stating that the border is like she's stating that we have all the border taken care of, that there's no like we're doing it the proper way. Well, I think it's actually funny because you really think it's taken care of? Well, there's right up, look outside your door, and it's a problem they don't want to take care of because it makes them look bad, and it tells that what DeSantis and Abbott and all these other conservative states are doing is that they're exposing the double hypocrisy of the left. Of saying, well, as long as they're not at our front door, then it's okay.
It's time.
We've got a global fan event to launch.
Drum roll, please.
Are you ready for Tudum?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Today I get to share a special gift.
It's happening.
Coming at you right now.
Tudum is back.
Let's reveal some steamy secrets, shall we?
Sabemos lo que dice.
I'm very excited for you guys to see it.
I'll meet you there. Check out the news you've been waiting for.
Get ready for some action.
Bonjour, Tudum.
It's time.
Chegou a hora.
Let me tell you what you're about to witness.
I'm so excited to introduce my new movie.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into making this.
Here's a sneak peek behind the scenes.
It's very exciting, you know? Yes. Hola, hola.
Thanks for joining us.
Let's get down to business. It's happening.
It's magical.
Se viene, gente. Se viene.
I'm into it, babe. I'm into it.
Go time.
Take it away.
Get ready to have your world turned upside down.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Because we're sounding the alarm. In 5,
4, 3, 2.
1. Positions, everyone.
We got this. Right?
Funny because all you really think of taking care of what there's right up. Look outside your door, and it's like it's a problem they don't want to take care of because it makes them look bad, and it tells that what DeSantis and Abbott and all these other conservative states are doing is that they're exposing the double hypocrisy of the left. You know, saying, well, as long as they're not at our front door, then it's okay. You know, as long as they're not in our community, then it's not our problem. And as long as it's affecting other people's livelihoods and their safety, well, that's too bad on them, that they need to do something else, that they need to be forced to welcome them. I think it's great. You know, taste of their own medicine. You know, I guess you do need walls after all. I guess we do need border protection after all. You know, not that they've been calling out.
Yeah, every country needs a border protection program. I mean, if you don't have a border or if you don't have security in your border, you don't have a nation. But, you know, Sas, I'm getting a lot of podcasters out there, a lot of content creators that are coming up with this theory, colonizers. You know, like they want to go after the term colonizers. Oh, people just want to colonize and colonize and colonize. Those are the real evil people. Like, what's that all about?
I don't know. Colonizing, that's a blanket term. I mean, they'll slap with anybody that, like, I mean, aren't we doing the same thing? For instance, like, aren't we just as bad as what British did, and with our open door policy and with our open border policy and with our who you can come in at whatever you want and there's no accountability, no transparency. I mean, it's this colonization. It's another stigma. It's another attack on the democracy of. It's another attack on the Constitutional Republic of America, and it is another attack on our founding fathers. And to say, you know what, we are a disgraceful nation, and it's a slap in the face to our founding fathers that made history, and it's very sickening.
Well, did you see the? Well, you know, before I go into this next little segment here, you know, with the whole colonization thing, right? You know, if you don't colonize a land, right? If you don't, you know, in my own personal opinion, folks, this is my personal opinion. You know, you don't have to hold me to the bank on it. You know, that's what makes America great. You know, we have opinions and thoughts; they're different from others. If you don't colonize a land, a nation, a country, right? Then you really have a broken society. There's no law, there's no balance in between, Sas. You know, I know that sounds kind of cruel maybe to some people's eyes and mindsets, but if there's no colonization, right, you don't have a system. It's broken. You have a whole bunch of people that's just, they're doing what they please. You know, militias get started. I mean, we've seen the aftermath of this, you know, in other, you know, types of societies before this modern society arose. We've seen what it does. It destroys nations. So yes, colonization is actually important, you know, if you really look into it.
But you know the context that the Democrats are using this, right? The Democrats are stating that's really, really bad. You know, it's all like how you perceived of it, and it's all like the perception of it. And the Democrats want to think of it as a bad thing. You know, oh, it's really atrocious and it's really bad. In the context of things, it's. I mean, aren't we all colonizing even within the states? One state to another. Aren't we all colonizing then? Like, for instance, California residents moving out to Texas or to Florida, aren't they colonizing? Oh man, that's really bad, I guess.
Hello?
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
I'm going to call the pops. I'm going to call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No. That's a myth. This is real life.
That's a different term, son. When you move from one state to the next state, you're not really colonizing to another. I mean, you're not. I mean, let me break it down and give you my rebuttal against this, Sas. You're not colonizing. You're moving within the same country. All you're going to is another state. Now, if you were colonizing, and if America was divided into, like, say, 3 or 4 different countries, then yes, then I can understand the colonization. That's different. But you're not colonizing from one state to the next. All you're doing is you're relocating to another state, possibly for better opportunity, maybe better schools for your children, higher paying jobs. I mean, you get the memo, right? I mean, that's a little different, you know?
Huh. I would think, I guess, I'm like too literal. So like apparently I overlooked on things.
You're not literal. I mean, you're growing up with a type of society that, that paints the picture into like 4 different perspectives when they really shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I want to get into this little statement that the executive director of American Civil Liberties Union said. She's attacking now DeSantis and other conservative Republican governors, condemning DeSantis and Abbott and others that are joining this movement and to protecting their states by, busing and putting these migrants on private planes and jets. She's saying that they should be ashamed of ourselves. Then she goes into saying that, what DeSantis and Greg Abbott's doing is outright disgusting. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you're disgusting for not allowing to open with open arms. You're disgusting for thinking of them that way. And you're disgusting to say that you don't want dreamers to people achieve the American dream. And you're also disgusting for having that kind of a mindset. See, it's that whole double hypocrisy and double standard.
Yeah, with you. Sas, I want to plug in this video here. Folks, this is a personal video that I shot off my cell phone. So you'll hear a sound clip that's plugged into the show here. This is just yesterday. A bunch of migrants arrived in Central Florida here in Orlando. And, Orlando, for those that are not aware, it is a Democratic-run city. And, there was other local leaders getting involved, and DeSantis actually and his team actually got involved too. And I actually found out what some of these migrants, where they were sent. Check this video out, guys.
hotel. Pásame ese maletín, porfa. Coge la zapatilla. Please. No, el maletín, el maletín. Maletín.
Ahí la chica.
El maletín. Es mío. Here. Please.
Now, the sound clip of the video I plugged in is, like I said, it's a bunch of migrants that are basically being bussed on an unlabeled bus. At first, I thought it was maybe like a Greyhound or some kind of chain type of bus. But I'm looking at the bus as I'm filming this here, Sauce, and it's a bunch of not a lot, but just a group of migrants, illegals. With Border Patrol agents here in Florida that are being instructed to go on the bus, and this bus is being sent out of Florida. Now, I don't know where they went. I have to read up more on it because it's still developing. This has only happened in the last few 18, 19 hours now. So there's a lot of networks that are not touching on this. Do you think that, again, Sas, do you think that DeSantis is right again, for sticking up for a state and protecting it?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you protect your own state? And why wouldn't you protect your own residents of your state? That's what their people are elected for. To protect the people from in order to protect the people of your state, you have to protect from the enemies and from individuals from getting hurt. The people that are coming out from the borders and stuff, they're criminals. They're rapists. Majority of them are. I have not seen all those buses and stuff. Out of every 20 men, there's at least one woman.
Yeah, I noticed that. There's a lot of men, but there's a shitload of women, in these groups, and it's
And the men that come up, your older people, then now show some kind of compassion. But your kind of men that are coming off the buses and stuff, they look pretty young, and they look like they used to be in the military. So there's a major problem with that.
Yeah, there is a major problem, and I love how the media that pretty much leans to the left, they're always saying, "Oh, these people are traveling on a very, very dangerous journey, and they've been traveling for months upon months from countries such as Guantanamo and and Mexico and all these little countries, Latin America and everything else." And you see them in the videos, Sas. They're wearing Nikes. They're wearing branded.
They're wearing nice shoes.
Yeah,
and they were and another thing is that if you're coming up from they're having bougie backpacks, having iPhone 13s and really, really high end clothes. So the question is, my question is, okay, who's paying them?
You and me.
Yeah. If you're really coming up from a war-torn city, you would have raggedy clothes, and you would have barely you wouldn't have fancy bougie backpacks unless if you robbed somebody. It's hot. Well, I shouldn't say that, because if you're in California, you could probably get away with the robbing, and then just say that you're a legal immigrant, and then you just get a free citizenship, and then you get all money and stuff. But yeah, that's the other question I want to know is where are they coming out with the iPhone 13s, and why are they giving it and not to the American citizens?
You go to question. I guess the Guatemalans, they have really, really nice stores in Guatemala that have Nike shoes and everything. It's a joke, folks. I doubt it.
It's part of I'm guessing it's part of hey, if you come it's all that I'm guessing it's funded through organizations through the Democratic Party, and says, hey, just keep on flooding up. If you want $4,200 a month, we'll say that we're under war. You know what? We'll say that we're under war with Russia, so we can throw billions of dollars through and give it to these donations through these organizations that allow immigrants to get free transportation. And all they have to do is just act as if they're going through a hardship. Anyway, they're actually getting paid thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, very disgusting.
But I mentioned earlier in the show that some of this money that was used to transport these. But Sas, some of these flights in the last couple of days by DeSantis were used by tax-paying money. To be honest with you, Sas, I don't have a problem with that. Because
me either.
If it's gonna save our economy in the state, that's okay. But then a lot of people are like, well, what about, Martha's Vineyard? What about New Hampshire and this and that? Well, that's their problem. They want to say that, oh, migrants are this and that. To me, Sas, I don't see it dividing our nation. I see it to wake up the Democrats and show them that we need to secure our borders.
Yeah. And
we had it. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, another thing is when you talk about tax dollars, I am 100% fine with using our tax dollars to transporting immigrants across America, because haven't we thrown already enough money away?
Yeah.
On Ukraine, on Taiwan, on China, and Russia. We've thrown like trillions of dollars at them. So I'm okay with spending a little bit, like using our tax dollars, since they don't have anything else to spend it on.
Well, we wouldn't have this issue, Sas, if the Democrats would look at the border more seriously instead of giving you that lie saying, oh, well, we don't have a problem. No, we have a problem. We have a problem, Democrats. You know what the problem is? You're lazy and you just don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, and you don't want to accept the responsibility of your failure of policy. You don't want to accept the responsibility, saying, "Oh, okay, it's my bad. It was my problem. I didn't know that our poor policy caused the burden." Yeah.
Well, here's the wake-up call, Sasha. You know what they're doing here? Instead of using the funding that should be going to the border wall.
I love this Rakuten app. Look at that. I open the app, find the store that I want to use, start buying, and gets me tons of cash back. I just got paid to shop.
My favorite thing about Rakuten is just getting money back in the mail.
I mean, who wouldn't want cash back? Sign up today and get cash back.
What the hell is it? The Reduction Act. Yeah, the Reduction Act, the gender shit. That's where they want to put the money at. The stuff that we really don't need.
Yeah. And that frivolous spending. Unnecessary spending and that unnecessary, there's got to be a point where enough is enough, and again, what does it have to take for America to wake up and realize, okay, there's got to be a point where America wakes up and says, okay, we need to take back this republic.
I think we're just about there, Sas. There's a couple little dead ends that are in our way right now, and I think you know who those dead ends are.
Yeah. Yep.
But Sas, I'm gonna. A segment here on the show. Did you see? What the hell was it? Oh, Kamala Harris. Sorry, guys, I had a tongue twister here on the show. It's funny that all these migrants are now in front of the vice president's residence there.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's like around 3 or 4 o'clock on the eastern coast here, that she's going to be coming out with a statement, and the speech is basically entitled "United Against Hate." Did you hear that speech? She's actually going to have that speech later today.
And it's going to be, once again, attack on the Republican Party and stating that we have to eradicate the MAGA Republicans and that we need to save this country for democracy. Again, it's going to fuel hatred. It's going to fuel more division. And it's going to make she's probably going to laugh a couple times, and she's going to be in a big embarrassment. I don't want to know about it, because she's got that. Whatever comes out of her mouth is psychotic.
Yeah, it's deranged, if you ask me. It's
tell me about it. Yeah.
Yeah. But guys, we're going to close it out here. I want to make a couple announcements here. Sas has an announcement as well too. But the announcement here, guys, I want to thank those who tuned into episode 318. Love more, fear less, live in the now with the Therapy Twins, Joan and Jane. Hilarious show, guys. I do want to warn some of the audience that, if you are offended, it may not be for you, the episode. They are hilarious, guys. They're two identical twin sisters that are comedians that live off of humor. You got to check it out, guys. We had amazing feedback. I'm going to give you the stats so far, reaching over 21,680 viewers already. Viewers are also considered downloads. So thank you right now, over 21,000 viewers on that episode. Thank you very much. And that episode was just posted just yesterday, actually. So thank you very much who tuned in on Spotify and Apple Podcasts are the two platforms that are dominating right now on that episode. I also want to make an announcement. Two more announcements, and then I'll let Sauce make his announcement because he's got a major announcement here as we close it up. This podcast, guys, is now reaching 41 countries. That's right, guys, 41 countries. Okay, the Domination Company. What am I saying? I gotta get a glass of water here soon, guys. I don't know where my wording is today. The top countries that are being reached within those 41 countries, though, are Ireland, United States, Canada, and now England. So thank you very much. Those are the top 4, but it is reached in 41 countries. Also, too, guys, join us on September 29th at 11 a.m. Eastern as we're going to be bringing back the Therapy Twins. That's going to be my last show before I head up, so to speak, up to Wisconsin to join Sauce. And part of that, what I just mentioned now, Sauce is now going to take over the floor here, and he's going to give you that announcement. So the floor is yours, Sauce.
So I'm very excited to bring in a very Michael and I are going to make our way up to Warren, Michigan, where we are going to be partaking in the President Trump rally to save America. So we're going to trek our way over to Michigan to do a show together on the road. Hopefully we'll see what's like. We could call this segment On the Road to Success.
on the road to a Trump rally. I like that one better.
Yeah, on the road to meet President Trump. So we could do that. So we're going to try to do on the show podcast. So bear with us if the audio quality isn't the best, but that's because we're trekking our way. So if you're in the Michigan area, don't be afraid to come and reach out to us and say, hey, take photos and stuff. Do not be afraid to do that because we'll be in the President Trump rally area.
You have to check that out. A little reference to what Sasha just mentioned about the Trump rally up in the Michigan area. Guys, that one episode of Sauce and I basically driving, like he said, the audio is most likely going to suck. You're going to hear a lot of like noise in the background, probably from trucks and other cars driving on the expressway and all that. And, Sauce and I, you'll probably hear like, Siri or somebody, the GPS lady telling us what road to go on. Yep. But I'm just going to let you know the audio is probably going to suck. We're probably going to make that a bonus episode. Yep. I think we should, Sauce.
Or a premium, like if subscribers have to pay for it, like as a premium version.
Yeah. Also, too, guys, when we're in Michigan, please, when Sauce and I are in Michigan, please, if you see us there at the Trump rally, don't be shy. Come on up to us. I'm gonna bring my my 4K microphone with me, and then possibly try to bring one of my cameras with me. So if you don't mind, we can get you on camera and put the special Savage Unfiltered graphics into it, and we're gonna interview people. It's gonna be a bonus. We should make that a bonus show, Sauce. Actually, let's say that on the show. We should do a bonus show while we're at the rally.
We should. Yes.
Yep. But good stuff, Sauce. I know Sauce is traveling right now. Again, Sauce, thank you for fighting for the country, man. I wish I had some more time on my hands to do what you do, but thank you very much, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
All right.